Okay, this is Aragami 2. I played the first one, and I was reluctant to get the sequel because I was sort of lukewarm in the first game. But they have made a lot of quality of life improvements, and I just recently picked this up, and I kind of feel bad now because I probably should have got it at launch because it is greatly improved over the original. In what ways? We'll get into that in a minute when we get into a mission. I'm just going to pick an early mission and replay it. Like the second one in, I think. Yeah, this is the second mission. So it's very basic. It's a very short mission. And we're just going to replay it. I'm going to kind of go over some of the differences between, the first one and the second one, things I like and things I dislike. One thing that I can say is greatly improved on this sequel compared to the original is the control scheme was kind of clunky, a little bit awkward as far as your mobility. You want to feel like you can get around quickly, and in this game you can. So obviously, let's cover the basics first. Obviously, when you're out into the light, there's you just kind of look like normal like this, and then obviously when you go into shadows, and you're more stealthy, you hit this like little kind of a white silhouette around you. There are 3 kind of light stages. There's shadow, there's regular light, and then there's bright light, which is similar to the first one. So in order to move more quietly, let's crouch. And as you can see, they've added a knockout feature. So before, in the first game, you could either kill the guy or you could sneak by pretty much without engaging him at all. Now you can actually knock them out in a non-lethal way, make them unconscious, and then kind of eliminate them, but not be so bloodthirsty. But yeah, let's do this. One of the sort of kind of tedious things about sneaky murder games is hiding the bodies. And obviously, in pretty much every game where you have to hide the bodies or are encouraged to hide the bodies, you have to crouch when you move, and you move very slowly when carrying bodies. Not here. I can stand up, and I can kind of I can't sprint, but I can move really quickly to get rid of the body, and I can either casually drop it, or I can just chuck him. Boop! And he's hidden. Alright, so this mission is all about stealing these supplies. There's 3 of these barrels that I need to steal. Just stand next to them and do that, and boom, that's 1 of 3 done. Now, as far as the mobility goes, one of the things that makes it great is, you've got your standard speed here, and then your crouch speed, and then you also have a run, which is a full-out, sprint. But as you noticed, in order to get into the run, I have to do a forward dash. So that kind of propels me forward really quickly. One of the things that's great for is if you're trying to move quietly, to follow a guard to a secluded place where you can kill him, if he's way ahead and you don't want to just run towards him and make your footsteps be heard, you can actually kind of dash towards him like that and kind of close the gap a little bit easier and in a more silent way. But that dash you can also use midair. One of the things that made the first game a bit more awkward as far as the controls go, it's trying to tell me about that scorcher that's right across there, is that the first game had no jump button. You could use a shoulder button to blink to certain dark areas, but this not only has a jump button, but you've got a double jump and a dash in midair. You can jump again, and then dash midair. So your mobility is incredible. You are so acrobatic in this game, and you can just kind of get around like crazy. Watch, I'll be following this guy. I close the distance with the blink. I can get right up on him and then kill him. Sorry about that distraction. Anyway, when you use your kind of like detective vision, it not only shows you where your enemies are, where your objectives are, but there's little piles of gold that you can pick up to collect. That you'll use to buy stuff. Another thing that's kind of great is the sort of shadow leap, which that's very much like the first game where you could grab ledges and just boom, you're instantly hanging from the ledges. And you'll notice now that I'm hanging from the ledge for a little bit, I went invisible, which is a power-up that it gives you very early on in the game. It's very, very powerful. It's actually an upgrade to you corner, like crouch up against the corner, you turn invisible. That's like the second upgrade that you can get. The first one you get is Whisper. I'll show you that one in a sec. But then when you upgrade this ability to turn invisible when you lean against a corner, it makes you invisible when you're dangling from a ledge. Just like that. Then as soon as you get up, you become visible again. But this dude is, he's a ranged weapon guy. If he sees you down there, he'll throw these fireballs at you. The good thing about the ranged guys is when you get your own ranged weapons like shurikens, these guys are, I think, one-hit kills with ranged weapons, where the other guys are more heavily armored, so they are not. I'm going to slit that dude's throat, pick his ass up, chuck him over there. Alright, so there's that green thing right there is money. That's the way back. Obviously, enemies, and that's an objective. You also very early get a aerial kill too. It'll prompt you while in the air just like that, and you'll come down with either a lethal kill or a knockout, depending on your preference of how you like to play. Let's see, what else? Okay, so these are the bright lights. So this is your normal. No, god damn it. There we go. It's your normal lighting, right? And then in the shadows, and then you've got in bright lights. That dude sees me, or we're starting to. He saw motion out of his peripheral vision, I guess. But yeah, and then this is a bright lights. So you just gotta keep track of that shit. All right. So let's show you what Whisper does. Whisper kind of is a distraction move that you can use to call the enemies to your position. At first, when you first get the upgrade, you just make a noise and any enemy in the area will come investigate the noise. When you get the ability and then you upgrade the ability, you can target the enemy and whisper just to that one guy and bring the one guy over. So that guy heard something, he wants to come investigate what the noise is, and then, well, he's never going to find out what made the noise. That's another great feature right there, too, is that when you kill a guy from cover, you automatically bring him into the cover, so he hides the body as he's killing the dude, which is fantastic. That's just a great thing. And the abilities like Whisper and stuff are on a cooldown. So it's been long enough where I can use it again. I'll call this dude over. Now the pathing is weird. They might come through the grass and try to hop over the fence, or he might just come to the corner. Let's get rid of this dude, because somebody could probably see that. Chuck. But yeah, so I originally on the first game I was very lukewarm. I eventually warmed up to it. Obviously, as you play the first game, you eventually can make yourself really powerful, and you can kind of overcome basically the shortcomings of the awkward control scheme and kind of wonky mobility that you get in the first game by becoming really powerful towards the end game as you upgrade your character. But one of the things that I love about the sequel is immediately you're so much more mobile. The control scheme is much more intuitive. You feel like overpowered almost from the very beginning. Which, you know, if you're the person that likes a really, really steep difficulty curve, you might not like that. But, you know, when I play a game, I like it to be kind of a bit of a power fantasy where you feel like super overpowered, like you want to, if you're a badass ninja in the game, you want to feel like you're a badass ninja. You don't want to feel like you can hardly get around the environment and shit. You know what I mean? You want to feel highly mobile. You want it to feel like it's really easy to get around the environment and to kill dudes. And that's where the sequel really, really amps it up over the first one. Now, the one thing that I have to say for me is a little bit of a downside on both this game and the original is that they don't let you save anywhere. I am definitely a bit of a save scum, and by a bit, I mean a lot. So I like to just to be able to save anywhere so I don't have to like redo shit over and over again, you know? But this game, I guess the developers just wanted to avoid that at all costs because they, once again, will not let you save. Chunk! And right out the window. Again, they make it very easy for you to hide the bodies. And this is like early game stuff. Like, I haven't played that far into this game. You know, I'm still very early on. I think in the game, I'm right now at level 7, and I have only just finished the first chapter, which I guess is maybe the first 7, 10 missions. I don't know. But it's pretty early on. So it's not like you have to wait till the end game till you feel like you're a total badass. On the other end of that coin, though, I don't know how... I'm sure the game will eventually get more difficult, but I have no idea how much it's going to ramp up, you know? That dude heard that shit, apparently. He's investigating. Yep, nothing but shadows, dude. It's definitely not a... And you see that guy just jump from the floor all the way up to that second-story balcony. That's one of the things I say about the pathing, like when you use your whisper on them, they are not going to come at you just the normal way. Like if you're next to a set of stairs, they don't always come all the way up the stairs. They come halfway up the stairs, and then they'll jump to the ledge right next to you. And if you're leaning against a wall like this, they'll bump into you, and you won't get the surprise kill on them. So you sort of have to be careful about that. But once you realize that your enemies are highly mobile, and you plan for that, but yeah, as soon as you kind of get familiar with the way the enemies move around and what the game is expecting of you, it's not difficult. At least not so far. I'm sure it'll get harder. Now, of course, me, I like to just murder every single dude in the whole level. I like to leave the level with no one left alive. Okay, so we've actually gotten all of the supplies, and it's just asking us to escape right now. I'm gonna wander around, murder a bunch of more dudes, and then we'll finish the mission. We'll leave. Several more dudes to murder in here. Let's whisper this dude over and kill him. Come on, buddy. You hear that noise? You better investigate. Oh, one thing that I found out that you... Shit! Okay, I guess we talk about the combat system now. Let me run away before we talk about the combat system, because I want to get into a one-on-one scenario. I don't want to fight all those dudes. Okay, so, somebody must have found a body. Nope. No, he's staying there. I lost him. Okay, so... where's I going to start? Okay, so when you whisper a guy over and you're in the grass, I don't think that grass that I was in is as tall as this one. And even though I was holding still, the guy just ended up seeing me as he walked up on me. Which will only happen if the grass is really low or if you move. If the guy's coming right towards you and you move while you're in the grass, then you get discovered. So I guess that grass was a little bit lower and I wasn't in shadow. And that's how the guy ended up seeing me. Oh shit. Okay, so there's a combat system. There's a block, and you can also parry the dude. You can dash away. You can block. And he has a stamina bar just like you do. Whereas in the first game, your enemies just have these weapons that could kind of one-shot kill you. Where now they've actually made a combat system with, you know, evading and blocking, counterattacking, that kind of shit. Which is much more interesting. Even though, you know, to be honest, I don't engage with that much. Just because I prefer, like, stealthy killing dudes. Like, that dude's on high alert. I don't know if I'll be able to get him or like this or not. Yep. Okay. So now that they've spotted me in this level, if I use a whisper or whatever, they're going to be a lot more on their guard than they would be if I had never been spotted. So it kind of ramps up their awareness a little bit, which is cool. I think that's a good feature. Anything that kind of rewards you for being better, you know? Shit. That guy's fucking watching. I want to sneak over there and murder his buddy. Okay, here we go. Shit, I was spotted. Fuck me. That was pretty good. I'm not even going to hide the bodies right now since I've been spotted. This is for me, a totally botched mission. If I were just playing this for real and not just, you know, making a video out of it, I would start over when I was spotted. Okay, so there's another thing that I'm going to use here. I've been using the whisper to call them over. You also have items that you can use and throw. There's a smoke bomb, amnesia needle. I haven't even honestly used that yet. I don't even know what the hell its effect is. I mean, I've read the description, but I have no idea. I haven't actually used it. The shuriken and then the health potion. Now this item is on also on a cooldown like the whisper. It's called a blood smoke, which is a special way of assassinating a dude where you can kind of assassinate him out in the open. You see I'm getting a R1 prompt to do blood smoke, but when you kill him that way, you become temporarily invisible. So if you kill him out in the open when someone's watching, and you can do that, it creates well, I'll just do it. See, it creates all this smoke around, and you actually become invisible, even though he's not invisible, you are. So you can actually kill a dude kind of in plain sight of another enemy using that power up. And I think that's part of like the second tier of your skills. Oh, that's right. I guess I have access to that on a pause screen, don't I? Ability tree. Yeah. So here we go. This Whisper is the first one you get, and then you upgrade. You can lock onto a single target and whisper them over. The Chameleon. This is the one that's a passive ability that turns you invisible when you're leaning up against shit or hanging from shit. Don't have that one yet. That's the Blood Smoke. Yeah, it's in the second tier. I've only just unlocked the third tier. So yeah, I'm pretty early on in the game. There's different armors and stuff like that too, but I think the armors and stuff are only cosmetic. They don't actually serve any function. But there are runes and stuff that you can apply to your your armor to give you certain upgrades. I have one. That's weird that they're red and then yellow as far as their corpses go. I guess the state they were in when they were killed, or not exactly sure on that. Okay, so again, not even trying to hide the bodies. I've screwed this level up way too much for my normal playthrough. Oh, and you know, another fantastic stealth game mechanic that I like to use is the old peekaboo. That's always a good one. You know, when you get that icon over their head where they see something but they're not quite sure what it is, just kind of let them see you. See, he sees me. He sees me. It's filling up. And he's like, what is that? There's something over there. And then you say, peekaboo, motherfucker! Stab him in the face. That dude started to see me. And then there's some... Yeah, I was going to say, I thought I saw some gold over here or something. Okay, nothing over that way. Anybody around see me murder this dude? Nope. Anybody else around? Bueller? Okay, is that everybody? I mean, I know this is an early, very small level, but yeah, there's somebody. I'm gonna do the aerial kill on him, I think. Ah, I guess not. I guess we're gonna do some of that combat I was talking about. Oh, I'm gonna die. I did. I did. Okay, so I guess you get 2 retries per mission. But I don't really use them up that often because I'm obviously I like to start over if things don't go my way. I like to execute the mission a lot more bloodthirsty but cleanly. Okay, there's that dude. See, he's still looking for me, even though he's already murdered me. Okay, so I'm not going to get a very good ranking at the end of this mission. But I think that's everybody. Let's see. Yep, that's a dead end. Yeah. Okay, so that is Aragami 2. Just a little bit of a taste of it. Admittedly, still very early game. But I'm really digging it. I like it, I have to say, a lot more than the original. I eventually did warm up to the original. But this one is much more instantly likable right out of the gate. Been thoroughly enjoying it. Looking forward to getting back to it and just playing it. Really just digging my teeth into it and exploring every little corner. C ranking. Terrible. Did I at least murder everybody? I'm a demon. All hostiles killed, yes. Alright, so that's that. But you can go through and redo the levels at any time that you want. You don't have to get to the end game to start New Game Plus or to be able to do mission select. You can immediately, as soon as you do a level, you can go back in and play it again. And that's true with the whole thing so far. But anyway, that's it for me. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you in the next one.